have a bit of morning sun coming through my blinds and dancing on my studio floor, and that sometimes creates a bit of glare, so hopefully that's not the case right now for the camera. It looks a little bit hazy over here, but we'll see. Might not be too bad. Anyway, for the moment, I'm just going to put in a few strokes. Titanium white, yellow ochre, alizarin crimson. Go on both sides of this trunk. While we're at it, so I don't have to worry about color matching too much when we dance over here. I always like to accompany painting like this with some strange guttural noises because, you know, it makes me feel as though I'm being serious. Some labored breathing, some coughing. It's about the only music I'm listening to right now. Okay, that's... I'm not worrying about going over the lines right now. Not at all. I don't care. I'll tidy them up as need be. Okay, we have this. Oops, we have this. We have this. Let's oppose a little bit. Let's bring these colors up into here and then tone things down as we come over here. Maybe more mauves, more purples. How about that? Yeah, that's going to work. Some of these strokes I only have yellow ochre in and white. Other ones I've included a bit of alizarin crimson. So we end up with kind of a bit of a warm pink. You know, if we can go to this yellow ochre and almost straight white, well, here's a speck of straight white, and then we have the warmth of the yellow ochre added to it. Then we go slightly cooler with the warm pink intermingled, and as we get off to the edge, then we go from that warm pink into a mauve or a purple. That's just enough variety for the sky. You know, we get some color variation, slight design, not much. The design really, you know, lies in the juxtapositioning of the trees, the foliage against the sky. But yeah, I think it gives just enough interest to look all right. Oh, that's a little too light. Looking at this and I'm not sure if I really want to paint that in. We'll see. We'll see. Don't have to know just yet. What I do have to do is find a little bit of yellow ochre and squeeze it onto my palette. Doing a bunch of brush paintings lately, and I've kind of forgotten how much more paint you go through when you're using a knife. Stuff sure looks harsh now, eh? Looks very bright against all that dark foliage. Got a little too pink there. That's okay. We're not going to worry about it. Yeah, I do want that painted in. Okay, just adding the odd little speck here still. It's still a little bit wet. It's another thing, you know, when you tint your canvas and then you wash in over it, that wash in takes a little longer to dry. Okay, let me just stand up and have a little look here. Okay, I think we're heading in the right direction here. Okay, we'll go with our slightly lower value pink here. And carve that little bit out. Get rid of a few ridges here. Go in with some straight titanium white and just a hint of yellow ochre, just a bit. And bring some light, you know, just a bit of light coming up from behind the mountain, heading off in this direction. Sunlight catching some cloud or whatever. Okay, let's go into a little bit more mauve over here now. Still going to use titanium white, yellow, just a bit of yellow ochre, not much. Now we're going a little more heavily on the, alizarin crimson. And now that I'm going to go more purple, I'm actually going to go with a bit of ultramarine blue. If there is yellow ochre to make this warm paint, the presence of yellow ochre, if you mix cobalt blue into it, you'll lean towards the greenish areas. It'll begin to get a little bit dirty. But if you use ultramarine blue in with that, it picks up and mixes well with the alizarin crimson, and the purple overrides. You don't see those greenish flecks so much. That's why I often will go to ultramarine blue instead of yellow ochre. Or no, instead of cobalt blue, sorry. I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. With me, that just isn't it's not a winning concoction there. A winning concoction, a winning combination, however you want to say it. I can't walk and chew gum, and I'm okay with that. As we move to the right, I'm slowly opting out of yellow ochre. That's a little more purple than I would like. I'm going to add a little more ultramarine blue to my mixture. What do we got going on here, huh? Some of my foliage shapes are getting lost among my distant hill there. In the distant hill, and I have to be careful that I don't just end up blotting it out. Blotting out the shapes. It's all right. snuggle up next to the camera here in order to reach the far right hand side. Okay, I'm going to drag the chair away here and stand up to do this. Just going to keep going with the ultramarine blue. Alright, I'm not doing a whole lot of narrating, but maybe that's a good thing because I really can't think of very much to say that makes any, that would be of benefit. Okay. Well, we'll back our camera up again here a little bit. So you can see the mess I've made. It'll get tidied a little bit, but not much. I want to maintain this looseness. I don't want to be worrying too much about staying in the lines. That is, frankly, a bad thing, a mistake for the kind of thing that I'm after. So here, let's just square off with the painting. You can see some of the intensity in there. Sort of a warm ochre pink to the left. Moving into the mauves, the purple on the right. Okay, that does, doing it that way really serves, I think, quite well to keep our attention focused here. And moving off to the left is fine. There's a lot of detail here that's interesting. This is very strong. So this, in a sense, this detail will balance off the strength. They're, what, two sides of the same coin, I guess you could say. But this is cooled off coming into the corner because although it's prominent and foreground, we don't want it overpowering everything. I think this is going to work well. It's going to unite, you know, our intensity in the sky with the brighter colors of the cabin, the rocks, and some of the water. Okay, talk to you soon.